All right, then. So on Talk Time this wonderful Saturday morning, we're going to be scrutinizing regulations for the new Lekki Ekpe bus reform scheme. And why are we doing that? There's a whole lot that is really developing within that sector. You know, before now, we've talked about what we can do about articulated vehicles that are going into the ports and doing business within the Lekki Ekpe corridor. But today, we're talking about bus operations, passenger operations, and that is why I've gone in search of those who are very much in charge of regulating all of this to come and enlighten us on what is going on and how this can be properly channeled. And joining me in the studio this morning, I have Kolawole Ojelabi. He's a consultant corporate communications for Lamata, and he's right here with us. Mr. Ojelabi, good morning.
Good morning, Victor.
And you're welcome.
And good morning, Lagos. Thank you very much for welcoming me.
All right. He's been joined by engineer Idris Seidu, who is an assistant director with the Ministry of Transportation. But basically, he's also with the Transport Operations Department of that ministry. Seidu, good morning.
Good morning, Victor, and good morning, listeners.
All right. Okay, so let's talk about this Lekki Ekpe bus reform scheme, which I understand will be kicking off any moment from now. But Kolawole Ojelabi, talk to us. Why the need for this bus reform scheme from the Lekki Ekpe corridor?
Okay, thank you very much, Victor.
All right.
Statewide, we have a bus reform initiative, BRI, that we are implementing. And it started with those high-capacity buses that were brought in some years ago, 820 of them, and also the first and last mile scheme
Right.
that we have implemented. Now we have noticed the Lekki Ekpe corridor. There's a lot of safety issues that were found on that corridor, and so we just felt that, look, we cannot throw the life of Lagosians into danger, and so we need to really reform it so that any bus who is picking up any passenger, we need to know who is the owner of that bus. We need to know where that bus is coming from. And so that's why we have come with this reform along that corridor with high capacity buses, and to have a mix of services that Lagosians living along that corridor could enjoy.
Is it to say that before now, the bus operations within the Lekki Ekpe Expressway wasn't properly regulated?
Yes, because we have also a lot of unregulated buses along that corridor, and unlike what happens with those services that we regulate, when you forget something in a bus, you can be sure that you get it back. But if you do so on those other buses, you may not. And also the issue of one chance, you will never get it on regulated buses. But on those other buses, that's what you find. And so government needs to take a proactive action to ensure that we are able to nip in the bud all of those tendencies that will pose a lot of dangers to Lagosians.
All right. Engineer Seidu, from the perspective of the Ministry of Transportation, was it to say that bus operations in that place was haphazard? Was it disorganized before now?
Exactly, just as Mr. Victor has said, the situation there in Lekki Ekpe corridor is presently not the way the state wants it, and that is why we feel it is necessary for us to to have the bus reform initiative.
Right. So now that the bus reforms initiative have taken note of that Lekki Ekpe Expressway, what are the modalities? I mean, you guys are coming in with some levels of reform, so to say. Kolawole Ojelabi, what are you guys going to be bringing to bear on the Lekki Ekpe corridor?
Okay. Currently, we have some 5 operators along that corridor who are operating, what you call stage carry services. They stop at every bus stop. But now, part of what we have noticed is that a lot of people require express services, and so we are bringing in a new operator to operate that express service.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, what I mean is that when you enter a bus at Aja, for instance, the first stop may probably be Oroshoki.
Okay.
So it's an express service, so you don't have to stop at every bus stop. By the time the bus is taking off, the bus is already filled to capacity, and so it's just for the vehicle to turbo like we always say, in my office, just to move on, so that people can save a lot of time. If I'm leaving Aja and I'm going to Lekki Phase 1, I know that, there are going to be intermediate stops. But if I'm going to Ikeja, there's no need for the bus to be stopping me along the way, for as long as the bus has been filled up. So that express service is something that we'll be bringing in on board. Then the current operators along that corridor also will still continue with what we call the stage carrier services.
Okay.
That they will stop at every bus stop, and if it's there's no need for them to stop, they will also operate express service.
So that's the new thing that you're adding to what's already existing.
Yes.
At the moment.
Yes.
All right. So we're looking at the distance of that will be from, is that all the way from Ekpe to Lekki, or what's the distance? Or
No, it's from Aja for now.
Okay.
But ultimately it's going to get to Ekpe. Ultimately, it's going to get to Ekpe, yes.
So from now it's from Aja, then you have buses that will be transversing all that corridor.
Yes.
When is this taking off?
Well, we have fixed December 8th for it to take off.
December 8th, which is on the that's almost like 2 weeks from now.
Yes, it's a Monday that we expect that scheme to take off.
Right. All right then. So Engineer Seidu, let's look at the modalities now. So are we saying that because within the Ekpe corridor we have different kinds of buses, right? As we speak right now, we do we have Danfos there?
Yes, presently we have Danvos, we have Kodope buses, and we have, like I said, we have high capacity buses
as well
along the corridor.
Right. Yeah. So from the 8th of December, are we still going to be having all those different modes like you mentioned?
Yes, we are still going to keep the high capacity buses and the midi buses. That is those 18 to 27 passenger capacity buses on the way, and they gradually phase out the Kodope buses.
Okay.
Now, as we redesignate them to other routes like the community roads and the
so the inner routes.
The inner routes.
All right.
Exactly.
Kala Ojalabi, maybe you need to shed light on that. What does that mean? You're saying from the 8th of December, the Korokpes or the mini buses as they are called, right? Is that to say that they will not be existing on that Lekki Ekpe corridor?
Yes, because that's the intention. Because those buses are creating a lot of chaos along that corridor, and so they'll be taken to the inner routes to service, just like the first and last mile buses. So they will go to the inner part, bring commuters to the main transit corridor.
Right.
And from there, they'll move on.
So the main transit corridor here now is the expressway itself.
Yes, the expressway itself.
All right. So all the mini buses, all those ones will go to the inner routes where they will be bringing in people to the main. So that means they will join the first and last mile scheme.
Yes.
Okay. How is that sitting well? Let's talk about the unions that we have in those corridors. Have you had any kind of engagement with them? Let's even talk about with the ministry.
For over 2 years. For over 2 years, I think the engagement started, and incidentally, the new entrants into the operation are actually, a collective of the union who are going to be the operator. Before now we have had that done. When we started the BRT in 2008, we had the NURC BRT cooperative. They're the one running it. When we had the bus franchise scheme along the Yanakpaja to Igodo and the Kotun area, they were the ones operating it. So they are not new to bus transit operation. But what we're now doing this time around is to regulate it and make it better for them.
Okay. So that's something that you guys are paying much attention to at this time.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the kind of operators. From the ministry's perspective, Engineer Seudu, the operator that you will be running, you said you're going to be having express services, right?
Yes.
That will run from where to where?
From Aja to Oshodi, we have also from Bega to Aja, we have Aja to Ojalokpaja and Aja to Bega.
All right, so anybody that wants to go towards that side of town from Bega, you can pick a direct bus going to Aja.
Exactly.
And then from, did you say Oshodi as well?
Yes.
What about Iyanokpaja?
Yes, as well as Yelakwaja, you can take from Yelakwaja straight to,
Okay.
Ajah. As well as from CMS to Ajah.
Right.
You have it there.
And how did you determine this kind of routes, Engineer? Kola Wole Ojelabi? I mean, people will say, why not from Agege to Ajah? Why not from Mile 2 to Ajah? Or perhaps from Badagry, as the case may be? How did you determine these routes?
Okay, whatever we do in Lamata is data driven, and so we've done a lot of surveys, and our survey tells us that this is where people are coming from, and this is where they are going, and so that's what. Of course, the issue of agriculture could still be looked into for as long as we have data that will support the need for us to provide service from that community.
Right. So, and I'm just thinking, you said high capacity buses, right?
Yes.
So, how many seaters? Those buses, how many seaters?
Well, those buses, the high capacity buses, some of them are 42 sitting, but of course, it also has capacity for standing. So, the high capacity buses could take between 70 and 80. Then you have also the medium buses that you probably have to sit all through.
I need you to get closer to that microphone so that we can hear you properly. Right?
Okay. I said the high capacity buses could seat up to 42 passengers.
Right.
But it also has provision for standing
as well.
And start as well. So a typical high capacity buses can hold up to 70 to 80 passengers.
Wow.
Then the medium capacity buses those ones are just sitting, so it depends on the configuration. It could sit between 18 and 27 passengers.
Let's talk about the features that we have in this kind of buses. I know when Lamata comes up with these novel ideas, and they give the kind of standards for operators to run those kind of franchises, there's always a kind of standard, right?
Yes.
So what are the features that these buses will possess?
Okay. First and foremost, any bus that is participating in this scheme will have to be painted in the Lagos State colors. The current colors that we have, blue and white for high capacity buses, they have to be painted. The second thing is that commuters should be able to have information about that bus.
Aha.
So each bus has a QR code that is within the PTCS, that stickers that the Ministry of Transportation will give. So if you scan the QR code, it will give you the information about the bus. You will know the bus number, that is number plate. You will know the code that has been assigned to that bus.
Okay, just a second. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Let me see. Do I have a call there? All right. Let's see if we can take that. Hello there. Good morning.
Good morning. God bless you. How are you?
Very, very good. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Mr. Michael.
Okay, Michael. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling all the way from. I just passed Majidu now.
Okay, good. Michael, let's hear from you.
Yes. Yes, please. I just quickly want to give you an observation.
Okay.
Particularly to Mr. Kola.
Right.
I don't know how long he took his time to fly Ikorodu every Monday morning. If you are coming all the way from Ikorodu to the island, you will find out that in between Itowolu, that is our mainland finish station, down to maybe Itowolu, is blocked. Otogun. They blocked the BRC lane for over 6 months now. It's blocked. And this thing is a big stretch to Lagosians. It's a very big stretch. We spent hours. Even the BRT pilots or the drivers are complaining. They are stressed up.
Okay,
if
so
they are not doing anything in that BRT lane, let them remove the barricade.
Okay.
For the populace, it's really annoying and stressful. Please, I'm just begging. If they can do that one today, I would really appreciate your station.
All right,
I will know your station is still working.
Right,
Mr.
Mike, just 1 second before you go. So you're saying that from Odogun heading towards Mile 12. Ooh, it appears the mic is gone. But I just wanted to confirm from you. I do not know if Ojelabi, you've heard that kind of complaint before now.
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing such complaint. It was talking about Itowolo.
Yes.
I remember he said Itowolo that the BRT lane there is blocked.
It's blocked.
Okay. What I'll do is that after this program, I'll call our infrastructure people
To find
out, and I will get back to you.
All right.
Because Mr. Michael said that if you're able to do that, that's when you know that your station
It's
is working.
All right. Let's take this
Traffic
call.
radio is working.
All the time. Hello there. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Can I hear you? Okay. I guess we lost that one as well. But while we are, making reference to some other responsibilities, I know some of you are so concerned about some other regulatory functions of Lamata. But this morning we're talking about the Lekki Aja corridor, right? The new bus reform scheme. If you drive through there regularly, you can also share your thoughts with us. Let's know what you think about these new reforms. So we were talking about the
features.
Yeah, the features of these buses.
So are
they going to be fully air conditioned?
Victor, I cannot answer that question for now. But because when we are talking about air conditioner buses, when you talk about the fare, is the passenger ready to pay for it? Because fuel is not cheap.
Okay.
So
the operating costs for these buses are very, very high.
Very, very high. And so that's also what we need to be conversant of. But what we're trying to do is that to make sure that those buses that will be provided for the service are comfortable for the people.
All right. So the features, apart from that, which other thing?
So and I said that they will have clearly printed bus codes. The driver will carry his driver badge from the Ministry of Transport, and there will also be touch and pay. The providers of carry card, they have their sticker affixed on all the transforming buses,
Okay.
so that you will know that you need to use your carry card on that on those buses.
All right. Considering the population of that particular corridor, I know you guys have the data, but getting to Engineer Seidu, how prepared? Because a lot of times we still see people queuing up at most bus shelters, people trying to get buses, and it takes a long time. So what are you guys deploying in that corridor? How many buses will be added or injected?
Before I get to that, I think the other time you mentioned something about the nature of the vehicle that we deployed on the corridor.
Yes.
And I want to add that apart from the fact that the buses will be comfortable, roadworthiness is also very important, because the ministry values safety.
Right.
So now to your question, can you take that again?
Okay, so I was just asking, how many buses are you going to be injecting?
All right. So
in that scheme,
we have a total of 226 high capacity and medium capacity buses.
226.
Yes, ready for
Deployment.
use, on that corridor.
All right. And Kalawa Jelabi, is that to say that you've done the kind of feasibility studies to really know if this 226 will be sufficient for that particular corridor?
Yes, for the pilot, we have done our count. We did the passenger count. We did, rolling stock count, and so this is why we're able to come. We're not giving you a rounded figure,
right?
So this is what our survey tells us. And if there is a need to increase, we have buffer that could take care of additional demand along the corridor.
Right. Okay, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This morning we're scrutinizing the regulatory patterns and of course the regulatory functions for the Bus Reforms Initiative Program. I talk about the new bus scheme for Lekki Ekpe corridor. That's Lekki Ekpe, and of course I've got Kolawole Ojelabi, consultant corporate communications for Lamata. Engineer Seidu Idris is Assistant Director Transport Operations for the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation. Let's get back to the roads quickly. And from the Ikorodu end, we have it very, very good from Olokpomeji, Ewards Trailer Park, light traffic at Odogunyo Junction, and this is due to pedestrian crossing and bus stop activities within that end. Further movement inwards NMPC, Flower to second and first gates, moving pretty well. We can tell you vehicular movement inwards Okigbegun and Sawmill, as well as Last Mile Yard, I Foundation up to Sabo Roundabout, very much in good shape. Journey inwards areas like Power Line, Aleje, and Ikorodu Interchange very, very light at the moment. Moving down to Primero and Unity as well as Benson, looking pretty good. We can tell you Itamaga, linking up with Radio Itamaga. Radio, that's areas like Irunwe and Musical Village, inwards Grammar School and Otauno is moving pretty fine. No major worries driving through those corridors, and we can tell you no breakdowns reported as well. All right, engineer. Okay, Kolawole Ojalabi, you said this is taken off from the 8th of December.
Yes.
All right, and for these buses, of course, you talk about the carry card as the main means of transaction, right?
Yes.
So it's not to say that people will have to get tickets or anything.
No, there's no ticket. Of course, that's one thing that Mr. Governor has done for Lagos. Carry card was 5 years a few months ago. The carry card started with the implementation operation rather of the Oshodi to Abule Egba transit corridor.
All right.
And it's been 5 years, 5 whole years that
Wow.
we're using. And in those 5 years, we have had over 5 million cards in circulation. So there's no driver that is permitted, and no driver to collect cash, and no passenger that is permitted to use cash on these buses.
Wow.
We are going to have strict monitoring. Strict monitoring. Some other drivers that have been caught in collecting cash, they are cooling their heels in
Right.
prison now.
Wow. So you guys are going to be on top of this to ensure that no cash exchange,
No
right?
cash exchange. And what we are doing currently is to prosecute drivers, but we are also extending it for those passengers who are encouraging drivers to collect cash. When we get them, we also take them to court and make sure that the law catches up with them.
All right, a flash update coming in from the control room says that there's an accident that's underneath the interchange at Ojota, and it's between a container laden truck, 40 feet container that rammed into a Nissan SUV, and it's occupying 50% of the service lane as we speak right now. All right, so no casualties involved. Efforts on to move them out of the road while the traffic managers are still very much on ground at that particular location. So very, very shortly, I'll also allow you to join the conversation, but the numbers that you can use is 08099120777. 08099120777. That's the number that you can use to connect with us during the course of the program. Engineer Saidu, we're expecting that this should be a hitch-free by the time it takes off on December 8th, right?
Exactly.
Any kind of engagement you've had with the stakeholders within that particular corridor?
Yes, I think you asked the question during this presentation, and Mr. Ojelade has been able to tell you that we've been engaging the unions for the past 2 years. But specifically, I want to say that in June 2024, we had,
Just a
an
second.
engagement.
Let me see if we can take this call that's coming in.
Okay.
Lagos Traffic Radio. Hello there. Good morning. Hello. Hello there. Can you hear me? Okay. I guess having one or two technical hitches there. But let's see. 08099120777 09153877127. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Victor. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning.
I'm right away in K2 now.
All right. What's your name?
Mrs. Fumilayoma, sir.
All right.
Femi.
All right, Mrs.
I
Fumilayo.
had one Mr. Michael calling from Ikorodu.
Yes.
He said the Itowolo,
Yes.
it was blocked.
Okay.
It is true, yes. The BRT there, the BRT lane there,
Has been blocked.
it was blocked since months ago. So
Okay.
it normally cause traffic when we are coming out from that Ikorodu.
Okay. So
Maybe the engineer can help us look at that place. It's blocked totally too, in front of the mainland filling station, sir.
all right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We've taken note of that, Mrs. Fumi. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much for your call and your observation as well. We do appreciate you. Okay, so those from Ikorodu are really concerned about their own welfare. Those of you around the Lekki corridor as well, feel free. And if you do business or perhaps you are a transport operator within the Lekki Ekpe corridor. Feel free to also share your own experience with us this morning. I have engineer Idris Seidu in the building from the Ministry of Transportation, and also Kolawole Ojelabi from Lamata. He's consultant corporate communications for Lamata, and we're here looking at this new bus reforms from the Lekki Ekpe corridor. All right, then 08099120777, 09153877127. Those are the numbers that you can use to connect with us. There's a message here popping in. It says, Mr. Kolawole, please, is this bus reforms going to reduce the transport fare or make it more expensive for us? Sheyi is sending this one in. Sheyi, thank you so much. Kolawole Ojelabi, message for you.
Well, I will say that there's not going to be any increase, so the current fares along the corridor will maintain.
Okay. All right, Sheyi. So that should allay your fears. No worries as it relates to transport fares within the Lekki Aja corridor as it relates to these bus operations. So it's going to be much better, and it'll be healthier for you too. All right. In terms of the infrastructure for bus operations within that corridor, what has Lamata put in place, Kolawole Ojelabi?
Okay, if you know that around Aja, we have a bus terminal, and that we are hoping that Mr. Governor will flag off for use very, very soon. Then on the other side of the terminal, also we have a huge lay-by around that area that they will use. Currently, along the corridor itself, there are specific bus stops that have been built before now, although some of them are undergoing facelift now, so that they could be used for this particular bus scheme that we have just put in place.
Okay.
But the whole essence of that scheme is that we need to do a lot about safety along that corridor.
Okay.
Yeah, and the terminal points that these buses are going.
All right.
For instance, at Yanakwaja, we have a terminal that also with nearing completion. At Oshodi, we already currently have a terminal that they use there. At Obalende, the same thing. We have a terminal that's used there. So
all right,
those infrastructure are in place.
Okay, then let's just take some more feeds from you. This one says, "Good morning, sir. Please, how easy is it for people to get Cowrie card now? The process was cumbersome. Thanks. You didn't put your name, but thank you so much. Kola, that will still go to you.
Okay. Maybe at some bus stations you may not get, but if you get to the terminal point, you will get the Cowrie card. For instance, if you go to Oshodi, if you go to Ikeja, where we have the terminals, you can get there. But it's easier at the train stations.
Okay.
It's easier at the train station. And you know what? Why we don't want the Cowrie card to just be, everywhere is that, there has been a time that people try to proliferate it, and we want to try as much as possible and make sure that the operator's revenue is well protected. It's well protected. If you go to other places too, in corner shops you can get it, and so we're already encouraging that. And part of also what we're doing is that for those who have Android that are internet enabled, you can download the Cowrie app. You don't need to carry the physical.
Okay, it's on the Play Store.
Yes, on the Play Store. You can download the Cowrie app. You can do almost everything on it. And those who also have Lastra card, there's a portion within Lastra card that you can use for your Cowrie.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It has been integrated as well.
Yes.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM Talk Time is the program. And I still have Kolawole Ojelabi here with me. Same for engineer Seidu Idris, who is Assistant Director Transport Operations. Lekki Peninsula Corridor presently experiencing good vehicular movement within the length and breadth of the zone. That's all the way from the first Lekki roundabout approaching Lekki Peninsula Gate. That entire stretch down to Admiralty roundabout is looking pretty good. In and out of Ikoyi Link Bridge, also very good to go as well. And the return journey, not bad at all. 080-99120777. If you have any questions for my guests this morning, feel free to bring that in. And of course, they are here to respond to your concerns as well. Okay, 08099 091-120777. Let's take this one. Hello there. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, it's B.
All right, B, you need to speak up a bit.
Hello?
I said you need to speak up a bit, B.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we're struggling to hear you, but it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning to everyone in the studio there. Now, beyond the Lekki corridor,
All right.
this reform, please, will it come with, an actual reform to the bus stop, to the existing bus stop? Because I'm a regular BRT user, and to be honest with you, when we are waiting for buses, there are no shades. So come rain, come sun, there's no place to hide, there's no place to wait, like when we are waiting for buses. So can they do something to the bus stops? Like let's have proper shades, let it be a bit more comfortable, because of course the buses take a lot of time. You understand, traffic might be holding them up. But while we're standing, if there can be more seats and more shade, it will go a long way.
Very good. All right then. B,
Thank
you
Yeah.
for your question. They will go to Kolawole Ojalabi as well, because I know, Lamata, you are in charge of all of these transport infrastructure for these bus operations. Talk to me.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you, B, for your question. But ordinarily, a bus stop is not where you're supposed to stand for too long. That's the first thing that
Right.
we need to. So, but I will not deny it. There's paucity in the number of buses that we'll have to cater to the needs of all Lagosians. But like you have said, I also know that there are a couple of things that we're doing to upgrade our infrastructure, our bus stops, and the rest of it. And so, and when we come on a program like this, we gather, information, and so we can take it back and we can ask, the infrastructure team, can you look at it this way?
Okay.
And so, B, I want to thank you very much for what you have.
I mean, like what you said now, I mean, nothing stops Lamata from creating bus shelters that will be very well covered, so that once there's a rain, that would protect people a bit.
Yeah, well, Victor, we don't also actually need to create a bus shelter that looks like a house, because a bus stop is somewhere that, when you get to the bus stop, within 3 minutes, 5 minutes max, you should get, you should be going, you should get going.
But someone said the traffic situation is very peculiar in Lagos.
Yes, we know. We are, like I said, I've recognized that. Okay. That we are also looking at everything possible to ensure that,
some of those
commuters have comfort
and those bus shelters will be upgraded as well, right?
Well, I won't. I'm not going to promise that here now. But like I said,
you'll be taking that away.
I need to know what the infrastructure team is doing, and also to give them the feedback from members of the public.
All right, then let's take some more feeds. 08099120777 and 09153877127. Talk time is the program. This one says, "Good morning. Will these new buses run at night? Some of us close late from work." You didn't put your name, but thank you so much. Engineer Seidu, will the buses run at night?
Yes, I will leave that to Mr. Victor to Mr. Kolawole to respond.
All right.
Because he is in charge of Lamata operations.
Right.
Okay. Our buses start their operation at 5:30 a.m. and they close at 10.
Okay.
We don't.
And 10 is late enough.
Yes, we don't currently have a 24-hour operation, for bus transport in Lagos, but it's something that we're looking at. When you look at the Lamata logo has 24 cogs, and so those cogs represent every hour of the day. And so where we're going is to ensure that we have 24-hour bus transport service in Lagos.
Right. Anyway, because of Lekki, people say that there's nightlife, very lovely nightlife in Lekki. Maybe that's the reason why this person is asking that question.
Lekki never sleeps.
All right, then this one says, "Sir, why don't we have digital boards showing when the next bus will arrive, like abroad?" Bayo is sending this one in from Igbo. Bayo, thank you so much. It appears you've traveled a lot.
Bayo, thank you very much. Under our ITS program, we have had those boards before, and they were removed.
You mean it?
Yes.
Wow.
We had them before when we first implemented our ITS program, but there are other things that we're looking at to give information to commuters at all the bus stops, and those things will be unveiled very, very soon.
All right, so you heard that by your 08099120777, 09153877127. That's the numbers that you can call. Some of you on the Lagos Ibadan Expressway are talking about some revenue collectors. Sincerely, something needs to be done about these revenue collectors guys within New Garage. That's Beja. They are only concerned about their revenue by stopping trucks who are on motion and not minding what it might cause other vehicles coming behind on the highway. Wow, quite unfortunate. He's calling on the good state government and of course other agencies involved for them to do something. All right, I'm sure that's something that requires collaboration between both Lagos and Ogun State. 08099120777, 09153877127. We're still talking about the Lekki Ekpe corridor and of course the new bus reforms that's springing up within that particular end. All right, so Engineer Seidu, you said this is taking off when? Not this Monday, right?
On the 8th of December
Which
this
is
year.
which is the upper Monday.
Exactly.
So from then on, we should be having a new bus scheme through that corridor. Are you promising Lagosians now that people will not see Kurukbi from December 8th on that expressway?
Not exactly, because it has to be gradual. It's a gradual removal of Kurukwe from the express. But can be rest assured that very soon we are not going to have Kurukwe on that expressway.
And you said the Kurukways, what will be their function from then on, moving forward?
Yes, they will move to the arterial roads, the feeder roads, and the community roads to strengthen the operation of first and last mile.
Okay, that's the whole intention, right?
Exactly.
All right, our message here popping in says, good morning, sirs. Will these buses have enough seats? We are tired of standing like sardines. You didn't put your name, but thank you so much. Kola, you want to respond to that?
Let me also say that standing in buses is a feature of urban transport, particularly cities like Lagos.
And it's a global thing.
It's a global thing, so it's not limited to Lagos.
Yes.
It's not limited to Lagos. And we have had instances where, grand staff will say, look, the bus is filled up. And I say, no, I have to follow this bus. And so you cannot stop a passenger who wants to follow a bus.
Right.
Because most times when, grand staff try to stop them like that, you will see that they will beat them up. And we don't want anybody injured on the account that is working in bus operation.
All right, so that could happen. All right, 08099120777. Let's talk a bit more about the express service that this reform scheme is bringing on board. You're saying that from that Aja now, people can decide to pick a bus to other locations directly.
Yes, they can pick a bus from Oshodi to Aja. They can pick a bus from CMS, from Obalende, all the way to Aja. Express service. They can pick a bus from Baga, very close by here, all the way to Aja. And they can pick a bus from Yanepaja, all the way to Aja.
All right, so those are the express services that you get.
Yes.
We're still monitoring that accident between a Sino truck and a Nissan SUV at the interchange underneath the bridge. And I understand it's occupying 50% of the service lane around that end. But efforts on to move them off the road, while the police officers and other traffic managers, they are being contacted as well for much more work to streamline that within that location. Gradually winding to the end of the program this morning. Can I sneak in one or two calls before we round off? 08099120777 and 09153877127. Those are the numbers that you can use to connect with us, and you'll be able to have your say on the program, especially as relates to the Lekki bus reform scheme. That's the Lekki Aja bus reforms, which will be taken off. That's from the 8th of December. You heard from my guest this morning, and that means a whole lot. If you want to go to Lekki or Aja from this end right now, from December 8th, that means you can pick a direct bus that will take you there without any hassles. But in terms of the fare, The transport fare is still the same, right, Kola Jalabi?
Yes, like I said, the transport fare is what is currently obtainable. There's no increase
Okay.
for now.
All right. Engineer Saidu, you said earlier on that over 226 buses are going to be deployed for this scheme.
Yes.
Is that going to be sufficient?
Yes, at least for now. And of course, if there is a need for, transport is demand driven. So if there is a need for more, we will see along the line. But the survey carried out by Labata revealed that we will be needing exactly 226 buses, capacity buses.
All right. And as we round up the program this morning, Kolawole Ojalabi, if there are infractions, if passengers notice anything, perhaps they're not satisfied with, the services rendered by the operators, are there ways they can channel their complaints?
Yes. In Lamata, we have a customer relationship management platform, and commuters can get to us on all social media at Lamata Online. On all social media at Lamata Online. They can also call in to using 08099 526282.
Okay.
I repeat the number 09099
Okay.
526282. That is 09099 526282.
82. And by the time they put their complaints to that line, somebody will always be there to respond.
Somebody's there, and you can send WhatsApp through that number too, and your complaint will
be attended to. All right, gentlemen, it's nice having both of you on the program this morning. Let me say a very, very big thank you to you. Even as a round off, Engineer Saidu, what's your parting thoughts to our listeners?
Yes, I want to appeal to the operators, because we have 10 already onboarded presently that is undergoing registration and completion of documentation with the ministry. So we want to appeal that they quicken the registration process so that the process will be age-free.
All right. And Kolawole Ojalabi, what's your message?
Well, my message is let us do what is right when we're on the road. Let us do what is right when we're in the buses. And above all, let us pay our tax, because that's the source through which government will provide more for the citizens.
We'll leave it at that for now. Gentlemen, nice having both of you in the studios. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right, then. So I've been speaking with Kolawole Ojalabi, consultant, corporate communications for Lamata. And this morning, of course, with Engineer Saidu Idris, who's Assistant Director of Transport Operations for the Lagos State Ministry of Transportation. We've been reflecting on regulations for the new bus reform scheme under the Lekki Aja corridor. The earlier reported accident at the interchange in Ward K2 on the service lane has been cleared off the road, so it's much better driving through that corridor. We have to go. The program has been produced by Roberta. That's Roberta Okpaifa rider, and you call her Ruby Reedy. Maximum shout out going out to you. Remy Aluko is of our social media unit. We do appreciate you. And our executive producer is Tayo Akoli. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a splendid weekend. Bye.